Hey guys, it's Jen from beautyriotx, and today we are talking about my fails of 2019. Disclaimer, if I mention anything that you loved, don't worry about it. It's just makeup. We don't all have to like the same thing. Hear me the whole, you didn't use it right. It's fucking makeup, not a surgical tool. It's fine. So some of these things, obviously you would have heard me mention in past months, over the year, or whatever. Some things maybe I used off camera and you haven't heard me talk about much before, but these are things that over the last year I just thought were overall horrible. And I wanted to share it with you because I love to complain. I have a list of things that I no longer have in my possession because I've either gotten rid of them, returned them, trashed them, or given them away. Let's start. We'll do these at the end, so I'll just get the things I have with me out of the way. The first is, and I know some people are gonna hate me, it's the Sugar Crystal palette by Violet Voss. My reason for this is really nothing to do with these. These shades are fine, but these two rows, I'm just so confused by. There is just not enough difference in them to justify having all of these here. I just don't understand. I mean, if you're somebody who loves different colored highlighters, maybe this would be for you. But I mean, I've tried all of these. I put them all on my eyes, and maybe like 3 of them have been like shadow transformers. Other than that, I mean, they're really nothing special. And I mean, the metallics are fine. They do have like some pigment to them, and they're like a nice formula. But I think this needed to just do away with one whole metallic row and just be these two with like a mix of these. I'm just so annoyed by what they did here that it didn't need to be all this. It should have been cheaper and it should have been less. I'm just annoyed. The next is this, which I'm so sad because I loved this, okay? This is the Tula Probiotic Skincare Purifying Face Cleanser. This is like a $30-something cleanser. I got it in my FabFitFun box like months ago. This cleans my face and makes it feel great. However, this literally breaks my skin open. And I don't mean it makes it break out like I get acne from it. It literally puts cuts on my face. And this isn't a scrub. There is no abrasive things in here. It is literally just a soap cleanser. I don't know how this is even possible, but every single time I use this, after a few days, I will have a broken spot on my skin where like there's actually like, it's like a cut. I have no idea how. I've literally stopped using it, my skin healed, and then like a month or so later I try again, same exact thing happened. It's this. I don't know what is wrong with this, but it's this. The Conceal and Hydrate foundation and concealer, both of these dry out my skin so bad. I have to put on like 3 layers of moisturizer and a hydrating primer before I go in to use this. I like the way it covers and looks, but I hate the way it feels because it makes my skin, like up close, my skin looks like shit. I don't want to throw it away because I don't like throwing almost full things away. So I'm going to use it hopefully until it's gone, unless it goes bad before that. This I use as an eye primer, literally again, just to use it up. So drying under my eyes, I look like a 95-year-old woman. Hydrate my ass. The next is from Kalida Cosmetics, not to be confused with Kaleidos makeup, which they put out like those cool like long palettes and those cool square highlighters. This I think came in like Ipsy. This is a horrible liner. Within 5 minutes of me putting this on my eyes, and I always put it on top of like a shadow, and I think I ended up using this like 3 or 4 times. This would spider and spread, and it actually looked really cool, like I did some crazy spider web design. I didn't though. It was this. It like spread everywhere. It was the weirdest thing, and I'm throwing this out. Next is this Flower Beauty Galactic Glow Holographic Palette. I was excited for this for basically like this shade pretty much. But this consistency, and they look really pretty. And everybody's like, you can use it as a shadow. I won't fucking use it as a shadow. I wanted it for a highlight. If it's not going to work as a highlight, I don't want to use it anymore. This was just bad. The formula is bad. The payoff is bad. The smaller pans were the holographic ones, and I don't like holographic highlighters. But I wanted to try the normal ones in there, and they just aren't good. They're sandy, if that makes sense. All right, the next one I got this from Marshall's. I've never seen it anywhere else. It's the e.l.f. Glow Highlighter in the shade Moonlight. I was very excited because this looked beautiful. It also looked like a powder. It's not. It's a cream. And wow, that looks, again, beautiful. But when I apply this to my face, I literally have a stripe of white or silver on my face. It doesn't blend. It's horrible. And luckily I only paid like $2.99 for it. Actually, I leave it for like Lou to play with because she watches me do swatches, so she likes to do them. So I have like makeup I don't use anymore set aside for her to like play with when I'm doing something with makeup. I don't like this at all. It's too like wet and then dries too fast, if that even makes sense. I'm very confused by it. On my hand, like I can blend it out fine, but it's like once you put it on top of powder, game over. Oh. This motherfucking thing. Makeup Revolution, this is from the Alex Stone collection. This is the Transformation Palette. I was very excited because I heard these were great as toppers. And listen, I've gone on and on about eyeshadow toppers, how they're bullshit, and they are. But I got a really good deal on this. So I was like, I'm gonna try it. Maybe it's amazing. Because I've seen it in pictures, I've seen swatches, and it looked amazing. This is fucking horrible. Now, it doesn't look too bad. It actually looks beautiful. This is as good as it gets. The minute you put it on your fingers, it's not going anywhere else. You can't apply it on top of like your eyes or anything. Again, once it goes on top of powder or whatever look you're doing, game over. Look how much is left on my hands from doing those swatches. All the pigment that you need to do that eye transformation look with these toppers stays on your hand. And it's almost like when you put them on top of a shadow, the shadow is a barrier that's like rejecting these powders. It's hard to explain, but I've tried these with wet bases. I've tried them on top of like regular shadows. Like I've tried a million different ways. These suck. I hate them. And I'm so sad because, I mean, these top two, I die over. And I can't get any kind of payoff when I apply it to my eye. I can't. The next is this shampoo. This almost destroyed my hair. I've never seen or heard of it before. It's from Marshall's. It was $5.99. It's from Savannah Bee Honey and Royal Jelly Shampoo. Everyday fortifying cleanser for strengthening, which sounded amazing. Honey and Royal Jelly are amazing, like supplements for your body. Like if you're sick, honey is a great antioxidant. It's antiviral. They're great for inside your body, but apparently they're horrible for your hair. I could not get a brush through my hair, even when I applied leave-in conditioner, after using this. I used it twice and didn't touch it again because I literally ended up ripping hunks of hair out after using this. And I normally don't need conditioner. Like I usually have some knots, but I don't use conditioner because my hair is fine and it weighs it down. So I put on like a protein leave-in after I get out of the shower and wash my hair. So I never usually have an issue, like a huge issue with knots. You would have thought I hadn't brushed my hair in a year after I used this. That's how bad the knots were. I was scared I was gonna have like hunks of chunks missing throughout. It was horrible, and it's definitely going in the trash. The next is no surprise. I've bitched about this recently a bunch of times. This is the Sample Beauty Paradigm Shift, is that right? Paradigm? I was saying paradigm. It looks beautiful. You see it all over Instagram. Again, I used it in a video that I actually didn't end up putting up because I was so angry in the video that I ended up just stop filming halfway through, so I didn't actually get to finish the video. So now it's no point because I'm already pissed about it. So at this point I'm biased, so I can't give you like a real first impression of it. But these shades are not as pigmented as they look. The metallics are like, meh. I mean, if you're overseas in the UK, it might be worth it to you, like on when they have a sale to try them. But ordering this overseas, paying the fucking shipping and stuff, bad. Don't recommend. And this is probably where my hate comments are gonna get from. This video of the products I'm about to talk about was one of my biggest videos, and it also had me blocking the most people I'd ever had to block on my channel. It's the Jeffree Star concealer and powder. I have translucent in the powder and C6 in the concealer. I use this all the time for my eye base because this was $20-something and I'm not about to fucking throw it away. But this creased, and dried out my under eyes so bad. I mean, it's no better than the Conceal and Hydrate. I don't know what everybody's raving about, how it changed their life. It didn't change mine. It just made my bank account lower. The powder, there is nothing special about this powder. I don't see what it did. It wasn't particularly finely milled. It doesn't smell at all like cotton candy like everybody else's did. Mine didn't smell at all, not even a little. It's expensive enough that it should have done more, and it didn't. It sits in my drawer. I think I used it a handful of times. Eat the setting powder. It's no better than my $5 Wet n Wild Photo Focus. I like this better. No. Again, I'll keep it and finish it because it was expensive, but I definitely don't recommend it. The next is some jokes from boxycharm. I know some people liked this. I didn't. I thought they were crap. I thought what they were telling us they retailed for was a fucking joke. This is the Betty Boop eyeshadow palette. So you have 1 matte, 2 satins, and like 5 metallics, all of which are just, this is probably one of the most boring eyeshadow palettes I've ever tried. And I ended up trying it for a video. Again, I didn't end up putting the video up because I was so irritated because it was just so blah. Like, I just don't understand what the point of this palette was. Like, there was no rhyme or reason to the color story. $35 they want to tell us this retail for. Stop. Ipsy, go home, you're drunk. The next, again, was Makeup Revolution. This is from the Revolution Pro line. This is their Limelight, like, liquid highlighter. I don't even remember. There's not actually not even, it doesn't even tell you what this actually is called. You know, you put it on and you're like, oh, that's really pretty. So I would put it on like the high points of my cheeks. But you'd have to like dab it, rub it in. No, this completely like goes away. Like you blend it away. Every time I've tried it, you couldn't see a thing. Even with my ring light, it wasn't expensive. It didn't make me feel like, oh, I wasted my money. But I mean, even like the wetness it kind of looks like, because you're not using this much as a highlighter, you can barely see anything. Like right now, like it looks okay because it's on my hand and it's a big spot. But if you're using it as a highlighter, you're basically just using it in this spot and it just blends away. I've tried it with a brush, with my finger, with a sponge. Blends away every time. Oh, I was so sad about this. This is the Too Faced Melted Metallic Liquefied Metallic Lipstick, and it's the shade I Wanna Rock With You. I got a green one too, and I got them like they were on like half off sales at Ulta. I don't love a metallic lip, but something about the shade I just loved. This is so uncomfortable. It cracked so bad on my lips. I mean, it was some of the driest lip products I've ever tried. The green one I'm keeping because it's green and it's gorgeous, and I'll probably just use it for videoing purposes if I ever use it again. But this, the shade's just not special enough and the formula is just so bad, I just can't use it again. Last thing that I have on me is the Cosmetics eye lights, and I have 2 of them. I have Gnarly and then I have like a yellow one. This one again is one that I've now let Lou just play with and swatch on her hand when I'm sitting here. Now I'm gonna swatch it for you, and it's like, oh, gorgeous. This like gold, green, teal, it's gorgeous. This does nothing when you put it on the eye. You try to like blend it out, move it around, and it is the patchiest, chunkiest, worst looking thing every time. Every single time I've used these on my eyes, I've had to take off my eye makeup and redo it. I've tried using them with my finger and blending them out. I've tried using them with a brush, blending them out. Nothing works. So disappointing because this color is just amazing. Now I will talk about the products I no longer have in my possession. The first is the NYX Holographic Setting Powder. What the fuck was this about? This was literally what it said it was. Like, I thought it was just gonna be like, I don't know what I thought it was gonna be. And I got it because I wanted to review it for you guys to see what it was all about. I did end up returning it, but I mean, it literally made my face look holographic and horrible, to be honest. I mean, it was, who wants their face like all that? It made no sense. It just made no sense. I don't know who came up with it. I'm just wondering why. Next is the Makeup Revolution Tammy Tropical Palette. The pigmentation that it was supposed to have, I didn't get from it. I did a video on it, and you could see in the video, like I'm packing it on, I'm using my finger, I'm using a brush. This shit just wasn't pigmented. And I've seen people use it. I used it on a wet base, I used it on a different primer. It wasn't a good palette. I don't know if I got a bad batch, as people like to say. I don't know what was wrong with it. It wasn't good. The Makeup Revolution Constellation Palette. They come out with a bunch every month. This one in particular, again, I did a video on it, and people love to come in and say, oh, you don't have a sticky base on, or oh, you're doing something wrong. It's makeup, it's eyeshadow, okay? This isn't brain surgery. Nobody needs to go to school for 10 years to learn how to put on eyeshadow. After a few tries, you figure it out. It's eyeshadow. It was bad. 90% of the palette was bad. There was like 2 or 3 shades that were fine, and they were like the lighter shades. The deep shades, the deep matte shades in particular, horrible. No pigment, patchy, no. CoverGirl Brow Shape and Definer like mascara. Oh my God. This brush that it came with was so weird, and it made a huge mess. I don't know what they were thinking when they came out with this, how they thought it was a good idea. I only paid like $2.99 for it. I got it at Marshall's. It's not a new product. I'm pretty sure it's a few years old, but it didn't make anything look good. It made a mess. The Touch in Sol No Pore Blend Primer Essence. I like the No Pore Blend Primer, like this, that pretty thing we keep getting in boxes. It's a nice primer. It came out with like an essence. It sounded like it was supposed to be a primer. It didn't do anything. It absorbed into your skin so fast and felt like there was nothing there. I don't know what it was supposed to do, but it didn't do anything for me. It did so little, I just don't understand what the point of it was. The next is the ColourPop Blush Sticks. I only had one of them, and it was, I think it was Mic Drop. It was a beautiful shade. This went on so patchy. It didn't matter how I tried to put it on. I put it on with like a duo fiber brush, my finger, a sponge. Didn't matter. It looked patchy, horrible. It never blended like seamlessly. Horrible, horrible. And I love those like light sticks that they have. They have the blush sticks and the light sticks. I love the light sticks. Those are amazing. The blush sticks, at least the one I tried, The Dominique Cosmetics Celestial Palette. Is that what it's called? Celestial Palette. Again, I tried this in a video. They wouldn't take it back. I ended up selling it to like on Poshmark or something because I used it like twice. Once in the video and once again to give it another try. Each time I hated it. The toppers in that were like the toppers in this. It came off on your finger. It did not translate to your eye. They were pointless. The teal and the gray, I remember, were some of the patchiest colors ever. I made a video on it. You can go back and see. The warm shades were fine. The smaller palette that we got in boxycharm recently, which is basically a small version of that palette, this is actually okay. These still aren't good, but this part of the palette is fine. These metallics, I don't know if these are supposed to be toppers or not, but they seem like regular metallic shadows. They have good payoff. The original palette though, nope. And the last thing is the Lorac Pro, not to be confused with Lorac Cosmetics like we have here, the high-end brand. This is a UK brand that's like pretty affordable, I guess. It's like an indie brand. They had this thing called the bakery box. Once again, I did a video on this, and you can go back and see how this worked for me. It looked like my dream orange, like warm, hot orange red shadow palette. This thing sucked. The pigmentation was horrible. The lighter shades, again, were okay, but the shades you wanted to pop, like the orange and the reds, the browns, like how do you fuck up a brown? They were bad. The 2 huge like highlighter shades in the middle were like too deep for anybody my skin tone or lighter to use. Who needs an inner corner shade that big? I don't know. I was so pissed about this because again, it was a UK brand. I did use a discount code, so I didn't pay the full price for it, but still, like the trouble of ordering something overseas and then the metallic shades they had in there, they were like marble metallic shades. They misled you so bad. I don't know if those pictures are still on their Instagram, but the reason I bought this was for those shades because they looked like the Huda Beauty, like those glitter shades that she has, like the glitter, I don't even know what they're called. I don't have any Huda Beauty palettes, but you know what I'm talking about. All her big palettes have those really cool glittery looking shades in them. That's what they made these shades look like. And you got them and they were like these shitty marbled satin shade. Like I was so pissed about this palette. Again, you can go back and see. But yeah, those were my fails. As you can see, I'm still salty about it. Anyway, what products just ruined your life last year? What made you so annoyed you can't like forget about them? Let me know in the box below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned, I have so much more coming, and until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye.